What do we have here?
This is Elvis's Superfly coat.
I dig it.
One of the most iconic pieces of Elvis wardrobe in the collector's market.
You're saying this belonged to Elvis?
It did. Here's a picture of him wearing it.
Awesome.
Cool.
It has a fur cape. It doesn't get any better than that.
He was known for his taste in clothing.
Oh. I've been here before. I'm coming back because they treated me fairly last time. I like making deals with these guys. To me, Elvis represents America. He's one of the most iconic figures of the 20th century. I mean, there's only two people that could pull off that look, and that's Elvis and maybe a pimp.
This was Elvis's coat.
It was.
Okay.
It was made by IC Costume Company in Hollywood. This is the company that made a lot of his stage outfits, the jumpsuits and everything like that.
How in the hell did you get this?
I bought this from Mike Moon, who owns the Elvis Presley Museum in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Okay.
He had it on display in that museum for about 30 years. And Mike got it from J.D. Sumner, Elvis's bass singer. And I have a bill of sale from J.D. Sumner to Mike Moon, listing several items, including this coat described here. I also have a letter from the Elvis Museum, signed and notarized by Mike Moon.
Okay. It's impossible to overstate how important Elvis was to rock and roll music. But he also made a mark with his outrageous sense of style. With his jumpsuits, his glitter, his gold chains, he definitely knew how to do his own thing. And the guy owned it. I mean, look at this coat.
This thing's pretty cool. Can I try it on?
I think it might fit you.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Where's my money? Where's my money?
Take it off.
I feel super fly, that's for sure.
One big concern about this thing is it's been stored terribly. You know,
It was under fluorescent lights in the Pigeon Forge
I mean,
Museum.
yeah, it just ate the color completely out of this.
Yep.
Do you mind if I have someone look at this thing? I mean, it is really cool. I mean, it's a massively iconic thing.
Well, who would you like to call in?
You know who Jimmy Velvet is, right?
Yep, I
Okay.
sure do.
Knows a lot about his memorabilia and things like that. Let me call in Jimmy, have him take a look at it. How much were you looking to get out of it, too?
$75,000.
Okay. Let me give him a call, and we'll go from there.
Okay. They told me they're bringing in Jimmy Velvet. He is probably the best expert on Elvis artifacts. If anybody is gonna know it's original, it's gonna be him.
I met Elvis through my English teacher.
Through your English teacher?
Yeah.
Were you like his tutor or something?
No, are you kidding? I needed the tutor. But that's how we met. She informed me that Elvis was going to record a song the following month that she wrote, and that song was Heartbreak Hotel. Well, I used to own numerous Elvis museums around the country, 5 total. I specialize in anything and everything else.
It must have been pretty cool hanging out at Graceland.
It was always cool. You never knew what was going to happen there. You know, there was always something, and Elvis was very impatient. So you get on the plane, you're in the air, and he wants to go get a cheeseburger. But he did stuff like this. You never knew.
So what do you think of the jacket?
There's so much fake stuff out there. You pay a big dollar, but you got to be very careful what you buy. He had a bunch of these made, all different colors. This brown one, this is the one, he wore it quite a lot. It mostly to the hotels and back from the airplane. He kept this on the plane.
Sure.
One thing I really wanted to see is the IC costume label. Ah.
Tell me, did you ever see Elvis in this?
In this exact one, yes.
So you think this is the real deal?
I know it is.
Okay. The other big question, what's it worth?
The fading is going to cost a little. If I was trying to buy this coat, I would love to get it for somewhere between $50,000, $60,000, $55,000. It's a great coat. It's more than a coat. It's Elvis, you know.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, sir. Seeing that coat today brought back a lot of memories. I know people who would probably pay $60,000 or more for it. It's just a grand piece of history.
So what do you think I should pay for it, chum?
40 grand.
That's about right. You know what collectibles have done in the past few years. I mean, the price has gone down, it's not come up.
But the good stuff always remains high. And I mean, it doesn't get much better for Elvis stuff here.
$40,000 seems like a really high figure, okay? I take it off your hands, I take all the risk, and I have to sell it.
70 grand.
I can't do it. 40, I mean, I'm giving you my best number right off the bat. That's what I can do.
The jumpsuits go for hundreds of thousands. And although this is not stage worn, this is the next best thing.
If it wasn't a good piece, I wouldn't be offering you 40 grand.
Okay. I'll go 50.
No, I'll go 40 grand. I'm giving you my best shot, I really am.
You can't do 50.
40 grand.
All right, just for you. I'll do 45.
I'll go 40 grand.
I can't do that. I mean, 45 you got a deal.
It's a big investment.
I can't take a loss on it though, so. 45, I'll do it.
You gonna let it walk over $5,000, Rick?
The deal's not right, the deal's not right, dude.
Okay.
All right, man, I wish we could work. Change your mind, give me a call.
You don't want to do 45?
I'll go 40.
You got it.
All right, write them up, chum.
Sweet. All right, I'll meet you right over there. Let me put the jacket on first.
Go write them up. Go write them up.
I thought Jimmy's appraisal of 50 to 60 was a little bit low. Prices now are a lot higher than they were back then.
What do we got here?
I have John F. Kennedy's cigar box he used in the White House.
Wow, Pops, check this out.
This is John F. Kennedy's cigar box.
Sure is. And inside are the remaining unsmoked cigars.
Wow, really?
John F. Kennedy brought the cigar box to the White House, so it was in the Oval Office. I own the private museum, and I'm trying to raise money to get into a bigger facility. I'm asking $95,000, but I'm not sure how low I'll go. I'm just gonna kind of feel it out when I get in there.
So where did you get it?
Mrs. Lincoln, as personal secretary, befriended a man named Robert White, and she gave quite a few items to Robert White. So I made a private deal with the White estate to buy some of the items.
All right. His personal cigar box sold for over $500,000 to the guy who owns Cigar Aficionado magazine.
It did, but he didn't use that one. This is the one he actually used. This is the auction catalog, and there is a picture in here.
Okay. The box contains 11 hand-rolled cigars wrapped in clear plastic. What do we got there?
8. There's a few missing.
So someone smoked 3 of the cigars.
Not me. That's how I got it.
Perfecto Garcia Incense? Is that what it says on them?
Perfecto Garcia Incense, yes.
These are the ones that were left over. You know, if he would have lived, these would have been smoked.
JFK absolutely loved his cigars. And to actually have a cigar box that sat on his desk in the Oval Office is just one of those things I can only dream about. Do you have paperwork on this stuff?
Mm-hmm. It's documented by his personal secretary, Evelyn Lincoln.
All right.
She was there every day. And here you can see a description of the box.
This brown mahogany cigar box with a silver plaque was given to President John F. Kennedy by a friend on his birthday, May 29th, 1962. Okay. Do you have a receipt from White?
I don't have that with me.
See, the whole thing is, I hate it when, like, the chain of custody is broken, you know what I mean? This is one of those once-in-a-lifetime items. If I let this thing walk out the door, I'm never gonna see another one like it. How much are you asking?
Well, as you know, the other comparable one went for $500,000 or so. I need some quick cash, or else I would just put that in an auction and get 150, 200 grand, whatever it's gonna go for. I'll give it to you for $95,000.
I think the auction estimate was 100 and it didn't meet it. And you have some other documentation from the White collection that you bought all this stuff from.
I could get you a letter from Robert L. White's widow saying that I purchased the entire collection.
Okay. I'll give you 50 grand.
I can't do that.
That's cash right now.
70.
What do you think, son?
I wouldn't pay more than 50 grand, Pops. It's up to you.
I'll go 60.
All right. It's all on you. I'm out.
65 and you got a deal.
60 grand. I'll give you 30 now. Give me the rest of the paperwork. I'll give you the other 30.
Got it, man.
All right. Meet you right over there, and we'll do some paperwork.
Okay. I took 60. It's fine because if I would have put it in an auction, I would have had to wait about 6 months. We need money now to get this new facility, so I'm good. Hey,
Hey, what's up?
how you doing?
How's it going, man?
Good.
What is this?
This is a piece of the flag that was carried by Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders. It went up San Juan Hill,
Okay.
and some photos that go with it.
This is a piece of the flag that they brought up San Juan Hill,
Yes,
the most famous battle of the Spanish-American War.
yes.
That's pretty amazing.
Anything that's associated with Teddy Roosevelt is a really rare piece. Teddy Roosevelt was only really with the Rough Riders for about a year, so there isn't much out there. I'm asking $8,000 for this piece, but as everything that I bring in, it's always negotiable.
So this is...
This is actually the guidon from, I believe it's Company F, or Troop F, as it would be called in the cavalry.
The guidon, like, signifies their unit.
Yeah, it's not the U.S. colors, the regimental colors, it would be the company flag.
You got, like, paperwork and stuff that goes with it, or?
Well, I had a handwritten note from the guy who was given the piece of the flag. It was a common practice to souvenir out flags in the military, in the Civil War, and the Spanish-American War. Certain people would get a piece of that flag.
Okay. Yeah, 1898, he's Undersecretary of the Navy. Middle of the night, there was a telegram that the Spanish fleet was getting close to the American fleet. Next thing you know, he goes, just fire on them. Basically starts the Spanish-American War all by himself, and almost immediately forms the Rough Riders, wants to go to Cuba and fight, basically because he wanted to be president one day.
This is cockier than you. A cocky nerd.
This is something you never hear about today. A high-up government bureaucrat resigning his position so he can lead volunteers into war. It just doesn't happen anymore. And this is just one of many stories that made Teddy Roosevelt larger than life. And this one went up San Juan Hill.
He has a list of battles here. San Juan, July 1st through 4. Well, it went everywhere the Rough Riders went.
All right. This is neat. I really like this.
Well, good.
What do you want to do with it?
I want to sell it.
And how much you want?
8,000.
Holy. I'm going to call up Mark and have a look at this. I just want to make sure everything is right.
Okay. I think Mark knows his items for the most part, but he's looked at my things before, and sometimes he gets it right, and sometimes he doesn't.
Eric, you're
Hey.
in there too.
How you doing?
How are you?
How's it going?
Doing
What's up,
all
buddy?
right. So, what have we got this time?
Part of the flag that went up San Juan Hill.
Rough Rider flag. It's actually the guidon.
Okay. The interesting thing when you're talking about San Juan Hill, you're talking about the Rough Riders and the Rough Riders had their own flag. The guidons, each troop would have one of those. The term Rough Riders actually was taken from Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show and Congress of Rough Riders. So, what's your concerns here?
Is this the flag that went up San Juan Hill?
Well, do you mind if I take a closer look at it?
Sure.
San Juan, July 1st to 4th, 1898. Very nice. That's the one that everybody's heard of. The Rough Riders running up this hill, which is always kind of interesting because this was a cavalry group. The cavalry are on horses. San Juan Hill, they're on foot.
I guess that would make a lot more sense. I mean, if you're trying to go up a hill on horses and they're firing down on you, you would make a much easier target on a horse.
Sort of. But looking at the material itself, It's absolutely correct for the time period. And given this note, I do believe that this was a piece of Troop F's guidon. But it doesn't say that it went up the hill, that it went into battle. You know, because at San Juan Hill they were on foot, they weren't carrying guidons.
The way this is written, it says, you know, engaged at
Yes.
the following battles.
Yeah.
Piece of
But
the
that's true.
guidon engaged
No.
at.
Doesn't say anything about being used in battle. It just says these are the battles we were in. So when it comes to whether it went up San Juan Hill, probably not.
Well, I think I got what I want, man.
All righty, well, thank you.
To say that it didn't go up San Juan Hill is just, I think it's wrong. You know, it says right on the note that it was engaged at those battles, and I'm gonna trust the word of someone who was there versus someone who was not there.
It's really cool, but I don't think it's worth nearly as much as what you're asking for it. It didn't go up San Juan Hill.
Even if they fought dismounted, I think that went up.
I don't see it $8,000. I see it a lot less than that.
How lot less.
I'm not even gonna make you an offer. We're just so far off. I'm sorry, man.
All right.
Okay?
So glad you're here. I would have paid a lot of money for that thing.
You come back with some more stuff, you know? I'm not gonna pay a lot of money for something unless I know 100% it's the real deal. But I know Eric will come back with something cool. He always does.
I need to polish this thing up. I'm gonna go get some polish.
Just leave it alone.
I'm gonna get a
Just
silver.
leave it alone.
Hey.
It's you again.
Yeah.
What do you have?
This is a Civil War period math book. It's really difficult to find this particular book. There's a handful of them out there, but I've looked for years and you just never see them for sale.
Well, it's cool, and it's 1864. It's right there. Believe it or not, the Southern soldier was 3 times more likely to hit a Yankee with a bullet at a long range as opposed to a Yankee shooting at a Southerner.
3 to 1, yes, but not 90 to 1, right?
They were a much better marksman growing up on a farm. You had to be pretty good with a rifle, or a lot of nights you would have gone hungry.
Sure.
To me, it's a little odd that they're printing anything in 1864 in North Carolina. This is like the peak of the Civil War. Basically, every resource is going to the war and not to arithmetic books.
It's very fragile because it's printed on Confederate paper. There weren't many paper mills down south. A lot of the paper that came in came from England and had to get through the blockade. And of course, by that time, really nothing was getting through the blockade. So it's like probably about the worst quality paper there is. And because of that, you can see there's some pretty significant restoration done.
I'm gonna open it up here. If 1 pound of honey be worth 30 cents, how many cents are 2 pounds worth? So obviously it's a math book, not
English.
Yeah, this thing is a pretty rare find. You have to realize during this time period, people's lives revolved around the Civil War. And everything down to their children's school books reflected that. I've never seen a school book that looked even close to this. How much you want for it?
7,000.
Okay, I have no idea.
We could always call your dad in to authenticate it. 1864, that's about right.
I think he actually went to school in Raleigh there for a while.
Could have been a sex book.
I have a friend, her name's Rebecca. She will be able to help me figure out the price.
All right. I have made some really good deals with Rick in the past, but, you know, lately he's been kind of lowballing me. Hopefully this expert will know what she's doing and it'll go better than some of the other times.
I see 1864 in North Carolina. That automatically says, oh, I see why you called me in here.
Have you seen this particular book?
You know, there was a huge amount printed of this book, but many of the copies were actually destroyed during Sherman's March. So it's kind of known for that it was destroyed. It's from Raleigh, which is pretty interesting. I mean, this is not Richmond, this is not New Orleans, it's not a major center. So that can contribute to the scarcity. It is kind of unusual that it doesn't come up at the market very often. So if this copy were absolutely beautiful, I would value it at around $2,000. This copy is not beautiful. Because of the condition, I'd look more around $1,200 or $1,300 for it.
Okay, well, I've been offered 5 times that for that book.
And you should take that because that is not the market value.
Thank you, Rebecca. You're
Yeah.
the best.
Good luck with this one.
Thanks.
With collectibles, things are only worth as much as people would pay for it. And so you have to kind of go based on what you expect is comparable copies.
Well, you guys are a little bit apart on the price there.
Yeah, we are.
I don't think we're gonna make a deal. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think so either. I really have been offered a lot more than that, so.
do you get more power to you.
All right, man. Thanks.
Have a good one.
All right, good
Thanks,
luck
man.
with that, man.
All right.
You again.
Me again.
What's up, man?
Not much. I have John Wayne's hat from the man who shot Liberty Valance.
This is John Wayne's hat
It's John Wayne's hat.
from Liberty Valance.
One of the most iconic movies, in my opinion.
I mean, it had some stars in it too. I mean, this was full, big-time stars. It was James Stewart, John Wayne, Lee Van Cleef,
Yep.
Lee Marvin. Those 4 together would kick the ass of anybody in Hollywood right now.
I bought it from a big collector. He didn't want to sell the hat, but I brought out a briefcase full of money. I said, "What's your crazy number on this?" I had to have the hat. Hollywood just does not make movies like that anymore. Well, maybe Quentin Tarantino. Am I allowed to say that?
All right, it's pretty damn interesting. It was a cool movie. I mean, you're talking 1962. Jimmy Stewart and John Wayne at this point, they're icons. They're in the top 5, period.
They're the Matt Damon and Leonardo DiCaprio of their day. You know,
Yeah. The greatest thing about this movie is the lines that came out of it.
Exactly. When you think of John Wayne, what phrase do you think of him saying?
It'd be Pilgrim, which is from
Exactly.
Liberty Valance.
Exactly. And he was wearing this hat in the scene where he first used that word.
That is really, really cool. John Wayne has so much tough guy swagger that his movie lines are legendary. And think about it, it's been up to 70 years since some of his best films came out, and people still love him. So where exactly did you get it?
This came from a guy named Nick Polidorus, who worked at Paramount Studios, and he was a friend of John Wayne's, and after the production of the film, he gave him the hat. So I have a notarized letter here and a statement from him.
So did you buy it off this guy?
No, I bought it off another collector who bought it off this guy.
Okay.
I have some pictures here of him wearing it, and you can see the band and the cord and the creases. But the most important thing is there's a scene where he shoots the paint cans, and Jimmy Stewart gets paint all over him, and he punches John Wayne. And I think this is some of the paint splatter here.
Okay.
One other thing, it has a little tag in here saying John Wayne #2, and I believe he wore 3 different hats in the movie.
All right. So how much do you want for it?
$95,000.
$95,000.
I mean, it all looks fairly legit, man.
I mean, it looks good. The thing that's got me concerned, the movie was in black and white. It's hard to tell if the colors match.
Color.
Before I put that kind of money out, I want to be 100%, I want to be 200% sure. That's just the way it is. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I have someone look at this? I mean, there's no one who knows more about John Wayne than this guy.
Sure.
I'm going to give him a call, get him down here. He'll look at it. He'll know right away.
Okay. This hat is the one John Wayne wore in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I have photographic evidence, and to me, photos just don't lie. It's John Wayne's son.
That's John Wayne's son, yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy Ethan should be able to tell us if this is his dad's hat.
Wow, that is
So-
cool.
Is this your dad's hat?
Well, it looks like my dad's hat. Liberty Valance is a great movie. My dad was at the top of his game in that movie. I mean, he looked good physically. He owned that John Wayne thing that he had going on.
Why can't you be somebody cool like John Wayne? Hi, I'm Corey. My dad's just a pawnbroker.
I'll tell you something about my dad. He always had fun. If my dad was with his friends and they were joking around, you know, he may throw out a line from a film like, "Whoa there, Pilgrim," or, you know. It looks really good. It's got this ring around. It's got a really good matching hat band, and the color's good, and the shape is good.
One of the things that I liked was that this was a hat that would have had a dent in it, and they made these creases, and in all the photos you see, the creases, the original crease, matches up. it still stays there. You can't get rid of that original hat maker's crease. And every photo, it's there. And of course, there's the scene where he shoots the paint can. I believe that's probably a paint stain.
I remember seeing like a speck or two on the back, but I certainly don't remember something that big.
But there could have been other takes as well, possibly.
Yeah, and there's, you know, there's multiple hats that it doesn't look the right size to me. Looks a little small. If he was wearing this hat, he would have had to really get it on there, and you see it's way down to his brow in that photograph. Mind if I put it on?
Okay.
It should, you know, go down to my ears.
Hey, Dudley Do-Right, how's it going?
That's a problem. I think he wore a 7 3/8. I'm about a 7 1/4. Hats typically don't shrink, but that's awfully small. So that and the size of the brim is a bit questionable to me, and also that it looks so perfect.
So there's a maybe.
It's a maybe. So I can't definitively say yes or no to either one of you. I'm skeptical that I've just never heard of hats shrinking.
They shrink.
Okay.
Some of the ones in my archive certainly have.
Thanks, Ethan.
Did my best.
Just because the hat is a little bit smaller than what John Wayne's actual size was does not mean it didn't shrink. That should not kill the authenticity of the hat.
There's got to be a way to 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, prove it was his or it wasn't.
Sure.
But at 95 grand, we just can't pay it.
Okay.
You know, I can't give you any type of big money. Figure out a way to prove 100% that it's his. Come back, I'd love to buy it off you.
Oh, and you know I will.
All right, man.
All
Talk
right,
to you later.
thanks.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All right. I'm gonna have some photo analysis done on the hat and match it up forensically beyond a shadow of a doubt. Then I'm gonna come back and show the guys and prove them wrong.